So Jesus to me represents hope. I think of Jesus as kind of like that friend that's always there for you, whether you like it or not. I think of him as being there during your toughest times, maybe guiding you down a path that you don't necessarily want to go down or know why you're going down that path, just like a friend would maybe tell you something that you don't want to hear. You know, I equate him to maybe someone who's passed away in your life. You know, you can always talk to that person in your heart. They're always there, whether you see them or not, you feel them. And I feel like that's who Jesus is to me. He's just somebody who's always there in my heart, guiding me in some way, shape, or form. So the Eucharist to me means like a spiritual nourishment. You know, you think of it as literal food, where food nourishes you. I think of the Eucharist as nourishing your body, soul, spirit in all of its form. So for me, Holy Communion has changed over the years. I feel like now Holy Communion takes on a new meaning because my oldest made his communion when he was in 2nd grade. He's now in 4th, and he was so excited about it that it sort of gave me an excitement about the Holy Communion that I haven't felt in a really, really long time. You know, sometimes I feel like we go to Mass and you go through the motions of just receiving communion because that's the next step in the Mass and what you do. But for me, when he was preparing for that sacrament, it just kind of lit a fire in me, reminding me of just how special Holy Communion is and the part of the Mass, and it just brings your community together. And now my little guy is in 2nd grade and he's looking forward to his communion, and I feel like it just sort of brings us together as a unit now, that the family of 4 that we are, we can now be part together of this community, receiving the Holy Communion together. So my relationship with Christ shapes the other relationships in my life, because I feel that when I think about who Jesus is in terms of his patience, his love, his understanding, I feel like I have learned to be like that in other parts of my life. As a teacher, as a wife, as a mother, I feel like having him to pray to, and he's always there, like I said, in my heart, that I feel like I am a better person in all areas of my life because I try to instill those values in myself and hope that that comes out in my relationships with other people. When I was in high school, there were moments where I maybe would struggle with the Eucharist or my prayer life, because it's a hard time of your life where you're trying to find yourself and where your place is in the world, and then you try to figure out who God is, who Jesus is, and bringing that into a high school life. But I think when you have an open mind and an open heart, you realize that Jesus is always there. The Eucharist is always there for you to return to. Even if you need to take a break, a step back, you're uncomfortable. Sometimes when we're uncomfortable is when we have the best growth in our lives. And going forward, you know, that's all Jesus asks, is the open mind and open heart and knowing he's there.